One of those days where we throw on the XRP Castle shirt, we fill up our XRP mug with a nice tall glass of black coffee because we're watching a $1 XRP Controlled Demolition. Now, we haven't hit $1 yet, but it sure looks like we're on the way there. In today's update, we're going to break down this controlled sell-off, manipulation, and controlled demolition of the overall cryptocurrency space, but XRP taking a beating and how we are positioned to ride this storm out. We'll continue to fill up our bags, and we're not going anywhere. So without further ado, right on into the update. I appreciate you guys for stopping by, and here's what we're looking at. Peter Brandt, he's an experienced trader, been in here, veteran, and he sees what's taking place. Hey, crypto followers, the nature of the decline in Bitcoin, now 8 days of lower lows and highs, has all the fingerprints of campaign selling, not retail liquidation. Seen this before hundreds of times over the decades. Never know when, of course, this pattern ends. And I'm not even going to read the part that he says about his trend lines there. But what he's talking about is coordinated selling pressure, institutional sell pressure. This is not retail, right? Retail is capitulating. And that is an effect that comes from what's taking place, right? Where retail gives up. They say, I'm done. I quit. Zach, you suck. Smash the thumbs down. And I just ask that you do something. Smash the thumbs down, smash the thumbs up, and leave a comment down below. Tell me how you really feel. And if you need a punching bag and you want to take your anger out on somebody, it's okay. I can handle it. I got thick skin. And the fundamentals haven't changed, and our message stays consistent because we can see through the BS. We've been calling out the BS. And I've been saying since the 1010 liquidation event, calling out Tom Lee and others because they knew who went bust after the 1010 liquidation event, but they wouldn't say who. And I am an advocate of ripping the Band-Aid off, as we all should be, right? At a certain point in your life as a kid, you realize mommy and daddy are right. We need to just rip the Band-Aid off. Don't pull it off slowly. I'm not a fan of this controlled demolition. I'd rather we take the sucker down so that we can start building it back up once again. And that's where we're at. Right? We've allowed the Tom Lees and others, and I'm just picking on Tom because he came out publicly and said he knew who went bust after the 1010 liquidation event. So that's why I'm picking on Tom. But there's others too who know who went bust. And it's not just people that went bust in crypto. We just saw our first regional bank go down last week. We're going to see banks go down. We're going to see hedge funds fail. This is just the start. The good news is in crypto, we've been bleeding out for a minute. And we've about wiped out all of the leverage. We've about wiped out most of the bad actors. What just got dropped in the files last week was no surprise to the XRP community. We just add it to the red folder and keep on building, keep on moving. We've been trying to call out all this corruption. We've been trying to call it out, that there's a lot of bad actors in the crypto space. And I want to be clear. I have never suggested anyone borrow against their XRP or to use leverage. I own all of my XRP without any leverage against it, and the market volatility we are seeing now is exactly why. Stay safe out there. Now, separate from my XRP bags that I hold without leverage, that I can just sit back and enjoy the show, I do have a trading bag. I do have an XRP long, and I always keep it real. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I am down bad on my XRP long. I'm sweating over my XRP long. That's it. My XRP bags, my other crypto bags, not worried at all. Not at all. I'm only worried about my XRP long because I'd built up my trading bag over the past couple years, and this is a good chunk of my trading bag at this point. And so if I get liquidated, that'll hurt, right? That's a chunk of change that would be a bummer. That would be a bummer. But I wouldn't lose any XRP. I wouldn't lose any of my other digital assets, right? And so for those of you guys that don't have any leverage, who didn't take out loans against your crypto, you just get to sit back and enjoy the show. Either sit back and enjoy it, or you're scooping up the dip, right? Hopefully both. Hopefully you can do both. But the people who are in trouble right now are those who took out too much leverage, who took out big loans, and now you're getting margin called. And if you didn't set aside the capital, like I talk about, I added more to my margin account last night at midnight. After I got done watching my show on Netflix, I went to the charts, saw we were breaking down again, and I said, I want to sleep peacefully tonight. I added more. US dollars to my margin account on Coinbase to drop my liquidation level, it's down to like 75 cents. So they have to nuke this market to wipe me out. But for some folks, you got to be responsible, and probably you should just stay away from the leverage, the loans, until this market matures and stabilizes a little bit further. So I hope that you're safe out there, but I want to be clear because this guy, I had to retweet him. I don't know if he's a troll or he's confusing me with somebody else. He said, what if you've borrowed against it when it was at $3 like you suggested instead of selling? One, I don't tell people to buy or sell. I don't give financial advice. And I sure as heck did not tell anybody to borrow against your XRP while it was over $3. That never came from me. Never will. So just wanted to clarify that. And for the rest of us, we just get to watch this thing blow up. Capitulation taking place. The BTC capitulation metric has printed its second largest spike in 2 years, highlighting a sharp escalation in forced selling. These stress events typically coincide with accelerated de-risking and elevated volatility as market participants reset positioning. We're flushing out all leverage. Bitcoin 3-day RSI is at a level only seen 3 other times in history. This is from Dom Trader View 2 on X. Each time it flashes, a multi-year low was being put in or it was at about 100 days away. Same thing for XRP. We are currently seeing the lowest 1-day RSI in over 2,700 days. That's 7 years. August 2018 was the last time we saw this level. Same thing that you got other TA guys like Blockchain Backer saying, that we're near the end of the bear market. This is not the beginning of the bear market. This is going to be the shortest bear market we've ever had in crypto. And yeah, you don't want to get in trouble catching a falling knife, right? But if you can just keep on stacking fundamental investments, you're not going to worry too much. You know, was it bad to buy silver at $20, $15, $25, $30 while it consolidated for 10 years? No, because it went all the way up above 100, 120 for silver, right? So is it going to be bad to buy XRP at $1.20 right now? $1.30 at $1? Shoot, it goes back down to 50 cents like some people want to say. And this is one data point that I'm taking in right now. The bears are getting too cocky. The people in my comments are getting too arrogant, and people are bringing in way too bearish of calls. XRP back to 30 cents, XRP back to 50 cents. Let's press on the brakes a little bit here. We have big levels of support. Not saying that we can't go down there, but I just take it as a data point. When all these guys are saying XRP's finished, it's over, 30 cent, 50 cent. To me, all of the indicators, and just like these guys are showing, we're near the bottom. We're not starting the bear market. No, we've been in a bear market. Okay? And it's tough to call bear markets in crypto because you can drop 30, 40, 50% in the middle of a bigger bull run and still be in a bull run. And so that's why you can't really call a crypto bear market until we have dropped 50%, which is why recently I've changed my tune and I admit, yeah, we're in a bear market because XRP fell over 50%. We, are down over 60% at this point as we trade below $1.20. We went down to about $1.28 this morning, $1.25. So, we're in a bear market, no doubt about it. But is it the start of a bear market or are we near the end? Right? As Dom Trader View said, when you see this sign flashing, the bottom is very close, less than 100 days away. Crypto Insight UK. We are nearly at all-time lows on the Fear and Greed Index in crypto. That has always been a great time to buy. Zero Hedge. Someone is just rotating from asset class to asset class and summarily blowing them all up with a barrage of price indiscriminate bid crushing market order liquidations. We wanted Wall Street to come. Well, here we have it. We have to be able to take that, right? Wall Street's here. It's the same market makers in crypto as in precious metals and in stocks. And when they can use these paper derivative markets to manipulate the markets, this is the result. Does it mean that the markets get crushed and are going to stay down forever? Absolutely not. The model where they make the most amount of money is for it to continue up and to the right over the long-term horizon. But you get these moments of volatility that come in, downward action, where they can liquidate leverage, and they've been doing it. The best example is in crypto. They wipe out the leverage. In days, they can wipe out hundreds of millions and billions of leverage swinging the market up and down because we're using 100x and 500x leverage over here in crypto. In the stock market, right, it's a trajectory up to the right, very slow, and then you do get periods of 10, 20% drawdowns, and they make money moving it both directions. In crypto, it's faster, it's more volatile, and you have to be able to stomach that as an investor. This is no surprise here. We casually wake up this morning, grab our cup of coffee, come here, determine where we're going to place our buy orders because we're not leaving. Yes, Wall Street's here. The same market makers that are manipulating gold and silver, same ones manipulating the stock market, are now present in crypto. This should be no surprise. And I'm of the opinion that we still haven't yet to be seen who went bust in the crypto space. And this isn't going to be contained to crypto. We're going to see more banks fail. We're going to see hedge funds fail. We're already seeing the writings on the wall. And where there's smoke, there's fire. But I said, if we could just expose who all went bust after 1010, then we could rip the Band-Aid off and get this bear market bottom in. Just like mommy and daddy told you. Don't pull it off slowly. Rip the sucker off. And they want to do a controlled demolition of our economy. We're doing a controlled demolition of the entire system right now. And we're seeing a controlled demolition of crypto. Not my choice. Not under my control. If I could, swing my magic wand, we wouldn't be doing it this way. We would implode it now. We would expose everything now. If Bitcoin needs to go to zero, send it. Tether, fine. Do it now. Don't hold back. Expose it all. As I've said, as it relates to current events, as it relates to politics, as it relates to files and politicians, expose it all. Let all truth be revealed. Same thing with the market makers in crypto. Tom Lee and others providing cover. We've gone into ETHgate. We've talked about all of this. Our whole space is propped up. It's a bunch of crap. Look at all the crap coins that Coinbase let get listed on their platform last year. We shot ourselves in the foot in crypto. We let the Wall Street market maker manipulators come in, and then we just farm crap on Coinbase and all these other tier 1 exchanges. Binance, Coinbase, they're all guilty. Just listing crap coin after crap coin after crap coin, and it drives liquidity away. It wrecks retail, and then they don't want to participate in this space. They miss the fundamental utility, the new financial system, the level playing field that we are building out with this technology, because they're buying crap that Coinbase sent them a little alert on. Hey, this new crap coin's listed today. All crap. All disgusting. We should be calling it all out. We should be exposing it all. I'm not mad that my bags are down. I'm mad that it's taken us this long to see all of the BS in this space. Wake the hell up. We've been talking about this over here. But we weren't allowed to talk about ETHgate. We weren't allowed to say there was some issues with Bitcoin. We weren't allowed to say that all of the meme coin engagement on Solana was going to bleed our space out and wreck a lot of people. We weren't allowed to say that. We were supposed to play nice. We were supposed to be friendly. Look where that got us. What are we going to do about it? I'll show you what I'm doing. Not a problem. XRP could go below $1, but I don't expect it to last long. I'm setting up my order on Caleb and Brown now. So that's done. I just let the Discord group know. I just placed my buy order to buy XRP spot, not adding to my XRP long. I'm just keeping cash over there. This is what I've done. I added more cash to protect my XRP long to Coinbase. Make sure your bank accounts are all linked up on these platforms and you're good to go. You need to be able to move money in, move money out. I loaded up cash on Coinbase to protect my XRP long. I just placed an order to buy XRP spot. This is the first time I've been buying XRP in a long time. Well over a year, maybe 2 years, right? I got more XRP from trading XRP memes. That's the only way I've really added to my spot XRP exposure in the past year, was trading XRP meme coins. But for the first time in a long time, I'm trading dollars for XRP and stuff it in free institutional grade custody while we ride out this bear market over at Caleb and Brown. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm not going anywhere. I'm in my XRP long, down bad. A little bit worried about that. Sure. My XRP bags, My bags of H-bar, the big bag of Canton that I picked up, that one's doing well. Not worried at all. My silver, not worried at all. Yesterday, out in the garden for the first time this year, life's great. Had a little bit of broccoli that survived the winter. Life's great. A little bit worried about my XRP long. But I'm taking advantage of these levels. We could go below $1. I'm not here to say that $1 is going to hold. I'm just here to tell you that I'm front running $1. And I'll be buying a lot if we do go under $1. So I've set my first order on Caleb and Brown. I'm going to let my broker fill it up. And the beauty of their platform is we can store it in free institutional grade custody. No AUM fees, no management fees, no monthly fees, none of that crap. Free institutional grade custody, bankruptcy remote protected, and we get to ride out the storm together. That's what I'm doing. I hope you're here with me on this journey. I'm not going anywhere. I love moments like this. This is a healthy purge of our space. Clean it all up. Let all truth be revealed. Expose it all. If it needs to go to zero, send it. The faster we get this over with, the faster we can get back to building utility, building out the new financial system, and providing a level playing field for humanity. Appreciate you guys. God bless you all. ZachRector.com. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.